Welcome to Channel Today in History. In today's video we will talk about the day, August 22, 1950, Universal Declaration of Human Rights. On August 22, 1950, the European Assembly approved the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which had been drafted 2 years earlier by the UN General Assembly. A few years after the devastation produced by the World Wars, Europe was committed to laying the foundations for some suitable relations between countries, as well as respect for each and every citizen of the European continent. The document's common ideal is that all peoples and nations strive, through teaching and education, to fulfill the rights and freedoms cited in the broad list proposed by the United Nations. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights approved by the European Assembly has as its immediate antecedent the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, approved in December 1948 by the UN General Assembly in its Resolution 217A-3, which consists of a preamble and 30 articles that bring together civil, political, social, economic and cultural rights. It is a guiding document that, together with the international human rights covenants and their protocols, authentic binding international treaties for the states that sign them, constitute the International Charter of Human Rights. This declaration includes the basic principles of human rights, such as their universality, interdependence and indivisibility, equality and non-discrimination, as well as the rights and obligations that these rights imply on the part of those responsible and entitled to them. From the 17th century onwards, declarations of rights based on natural law in European states began to be written explicitly. From 1679 onwards, England incorporated the Habeas Corpus Act into its constitution and, a little later, the Bill of Rights, and in France, because of the French Revolution, in 1789, the Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen is promulgated by the National Assembly. In 1927, a convention in Geneva prohibits slavery in an absolute manner, and since then several documents are promulgated that try to regulate the freedom and respect of the individual, hitherto obviated by states and their constitutions. The so-called Malines Codes, which they include International Morals, 1937, Social Relations, 1927, Family Relations, 1951, and the Code of Political Morals, 1957. On the other hand, after World War I, the League of Nations promulgated the Geneva Convention on the Security, Respect and Minimum Rights of Prisoners of War, and finally, in 1948, the General Assembly of the United Nations approved the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, a set of norms and principles that guarantee the rights of individuals vis-a-vis public authorities. Did you like the video? In the description you will find the blog link with the full article. Give an incentive by subscribing to the channel, liking, commenting and sharing with your friends. Hugs. Until the next.